I'm calling in the creator to the CEO who crave creating community and cash to create it like a boss. With me, Katrina Julia, as your host, multi-passionate entrepreneur, creator, and CEO who has walked from fear to faith, self-hate to love, corporate to calling, and continues to, with experience in 7+ industries, 7,000+ creators and startups, to creators to Fortune 500 brands, including Google, NBC, Victoria's Secret, and more. If you are ready to create it like never before in faith, wellness, wealth, marketing, business, travel, and more, this is the show for you. If this is your time to have freedom in all forms as you create it like a boss, let's create it. Anyone else blown away by the fact that it is December 2023? I feel like I was just writing my 2023 vision a year ahead and I blinked and it's now the end of 2023. Speaking of, if you love episodes like this and you really want to get into the head of a creator to a CEO, you definitely want to go back to it's halftime episode on the show, because I gave a mid viewpoint and the beginning of the year episode and on Vision 2023, a year ahead, as well as that post on the blog. And I'll be doing a similar post on the blog and on the show coming up. Because A, I love to do it. B, it helps me be aligned and accountable. And C, I know it's exponentially valuable for you because I know other creators to CEOs that do things like this that have helped me along my journey. And I promised myself that I would do this too, to create it as well. So the end of any day, week, month, and especially year brings an opportunity to reflect. And the beginning or the end of the year is especially a special chance to reflect on where you are and where you want to be. While having a vision for the year is paramount to have us focus on the future, it's equally as important to celebrate and reflect on our lessons learned. I completed a workshop last week with social curators and Jasmine Star on reflections from 2023, celebrations from the year, as well as lessons learned, as well as what I desire for 2024 and what may potentially hold me back from that. And I thought sharing it with you and our community with Create It on the blog and then the show would provide value for you, as well as help me to digest it and marinate and put it into action as well prior to putting together the framework for 2024 and the vision of what is coming. So my year-end reflections include celebrating my wins, lessons learned, and what's coming for 2024. And this is on my blog for those of you that also like to read along or see things in writing. At the same time, I am diving in to even more details on the show and sharing my different reflections and notes from what I took from that workshop too. And you'll usually get even more. Well, it kind of depends. Sometimes my frameworks on the blog and or on the freebies are even more helpful. But sometimes also, I know I'm the same, that sometimes listening to it and hearing, different things from someone's voice is even more valuable because you feel like you're sitting right here with me. And that is absolutely always my intention. And that's the same thing I get from podcasts I listen to, whether it's Jasmine Stars, whether it's Jamie C recently, and a number of different podcasts, or Marie Forleo, and different people that I continue to listen to as well. And the other thing I want to mention too, that I absolutely uphold this, and I invite you to do the same, is create more than you consume. Let me repeat that. Create more than you consume. So I adopt a methodology of creating 5 to 10 times more than what I consume. And the reason why I decided on this before I dive into my insights and reflections for the end of the year is I recognized back in about 2014, because I also love to learn, that I was consuming so much, but I was not creating and or acting upon a lot of what I was learning. And so immediately what I implemented is a minimum of anything I listen to is take a minimum of 3 actions for any piece of content that I consume, whether it's changing my launch schedule, whether it's changing my morning routine, whether it's implementing, a new test for social media, whatever it is, a minimum of 3 actions. And then also like today, just as an example, I have not consumed anybody else's content yet. And I've already created a blog that I did a blog on my wrap up. I've recorded 2 episodes on the show. I've completed 2 emails, one for Christmas and the holidays, and one for lessons learned. And I already posted one thing on social media, and I cleared over 20 emails already. And I addressed a key client item as well. So you can see already that's 8 plus items. And I have not consumed anybody else's content or emails or learnings as of yet at all. So that is also what I want you to do, whether it's this episode, another episode, one of my freebies, one of my toolkits like the Creator to Cash or the workbook or Creator to CMO. And all my items are always designed with that in mind for you to co-create, and or if you are devouring anybody else's content as well. So with that, let's get into year-end celebrations. With each passing year, I feel more aligned to myself than ever. At the same time, each and every day, week, month, and year always has surprises of its own. And 2023 is no different. So my wins at a glance: I prioritized my health by staying consistent with over 25,000 minutes of workouts. I track them on my Peloton app, whether it's me hiking, me doing water sports, me working out at the gym, me doing workouts on the Peloton app, etc. I expanded my knowledge exponentially by finishing over 15 books. I track them on goodreads.com. I invested in professional development, completed B School for the 3rd time with Marie Forleo, Social Curator now over a year, and other programs. I invested in Wealthy Women with Black Friday, and I've already completed over 2 courses, wrapping up the year with a time management program, as well as a insight into money types or money archetypes. And then I'm already like a third through a budget breakdown course and Cash Confidential with Jamie C. I cultivated meaningful friendships, both online and offline, strengthening community. I boosted communication by sending more emails than ever before, averaging over 20 emails a month. I increased podcast episodes exponentially with an average of over 15 episodes every single month. We were top 100 in 2022. So definitely go back and listen to so many binge-worthy episodes and series. I overcame challenges and remained calm, focused, disciplined, and persistent in the midst of chaos and circumstances. I did reach and receive a 10x increase in income January through March of this year versus last year, and then experienced some turbulence and shifts the rest of the year until the end of the year while still staying calm, confident, and clear in the midst of external chaos. So I'm really, really proud of myself and reset so much of my nervous system through so many different things that I've shared in the past, but just at a glance, things like obviously prayer, meditation, hypnosis, EFT, breath work, and you can definitely find some binge-worthy blogs and shows on all those topics this year. And all that's just the beginning. I'm closing this year strong and feeling so aligned with multiple ongoing monthly retainers for dream clients, exceeding my income goals, and feeling abundantly blessed walking into the year compared to any other year that I can remember for years back. I just completed this year or this week a marketing plan outline with key and focus goals for specific areas. I'll share that towards the end of this episode and even more in the vision framework. So you'll get it at a glance in this episode. So, in addition to professional achievements, I really felt super aligned personally with the deepened spiritual practices, which brought so much transformation and possibilities. I increased these last couple months, especially with breath work as well. And these last couple months were really weird. I spent about 2.5 months in Bulgaria with my parents, and I've gotten more sick these last 3 months or 2 months than I have in the last 5 to 7 years, which I feel like I was completing an inner child workbook, healing workbook. And like energetically and spiritually, I feel like so many things shifted and so many things were being purged. I explored destinations that you can find on the blog and on the show, like Playa del Carmen, Merida, Mexico, Nice, France, Sofia and Varna, Bulgaria, and soaking up countless breathtaking sunrises and sunsets on the beach, and so many water sports and adventures. And spent quality time with adorable dogs and puppies for over 5 months between Tucker and Cooper with my friend Silvana, and Benji with my parents, and enjoyed these, 2+ months ish with my parents in Bulgaria, creating both beautiful and interesting and challenging memories. And I'm ending the year headed to Cyprus. So, December 28th, I'm leaving to go to Cyprus, which is known as the Republic of Cyprus. And part of it is aligned to Turkey, and part of it is aligned to Greece, while geopolitically and financially, it's aligned to the euro and EU. So it's so interesting. I find it so interesting just reading different things already about Cyprus. And it's an island. And the average temperature in the winter right now is 75 ish. So I'm super looking forward to having sunshine again, because I've definitely been missing it in more ways than one. So, lessons learned in 2023. Every year I find brings so many lessons learned with who I and we get to become. And this year I absolutely felt like I grew exponentially in every way. So, my phrase for this year was and is I am divinely disciplined. And I definitely embrace that no matter the circumstances. I feel like I've mastered, I don't want to say mastered completely, because there's always room to grow. But compared to this time last year or compared to 5 years ago, my grasp, both in aligning, being, and executing with business to consumer launches, with marketing as a creator to CMO, with strategy, structure, and systems, grew 10x to 100x. Like, I'm not even exaggerating. Like, I say that humbly, but I say that gratefully. And I say that actually with results across B2B proposals, across IO/intelligent outreach tools, across AI and chat GPT, across social media and repurpose tools and scheduling tools, and so many different things that you can find on the blog and on the show, with my 5 steps to launch on the blog and on the show and my workbook. I recognized and embraced my worthiness, anchoring my self-worth internally, no matter what's happening or not happening externally. And one of my favorite books this year was and is Believe It by Jamie Kern Lima. And I pre-purchased her book Worthy, which I'm looking forward to reading, and into 2024. I experienced more ease and flow in all areas. I feel like this year more than ever, I turned affirmations into reality, increasing abundance, alignment, and love for myself, and feeling like I'm more ready than ever to invite in the adventure of love from a partner, a best friend, and a future fiance and husband and lover. I shifted my perspective on failure astronomically. Definitely, if you haven't yet, listen to the last episode before this one. I increased clarity, accountability, and ownership exponentially. I implemented a dashboard that I have and use on ClickUp and also help creators to CEOs set up and co-create. I have a scorecard that I implemented as well. And I feel like I embodied freedom more than ever in every aspect of my life. And as I look forward into 2024, I envision even more becoming the best version of myself, aligned with true purpose. I envision competing in fitness shows this year and dance shows, hosting incredible retreats with brands and women globally, working with incredible brands ongoing on monthly basis, and continuing to work with incredible creators to CEOs like yourself and impacting lives globally online as well. Embracing love and building a strong relationship with my future best friend, nurturing deep and soulful connections with friends online and live, attending transformative retreats and co-living in events that align with my values, and traveling to more than 12 countries and getting paid to explore. And I feel like the future is bright and so much is shifting as I step into 2024, especially compared to November of last year and December of last year. Although I absolutely love being immersed in the Christmas spirit. And I loved last year being at Passion and at Buckhead Church and Live Atlanta. And I will be back in Atlanta likely in the summer-ish of 2024. And a couple other notes that I took in my reflections from the workshop, I also wanted to share some of that, is, for example, what may derail my progress? And so you may relate to this as well. Focusing on the end point or the vision versus now, getting distracted by things that aren't the priority or overwhelmed versus, again, focusing on what are the 2 to 3 to 5 steps I can take today with priority and purpose. I remind myself all the time to stay in the now, and that what else may I be, do, or create now. Um, Another thing that may derail is comparing my now to the future and beating myself up versus looking backward and being proud of myself now for how far I've come. And I celebrate and reflect daily. This is a habit I've been cultivating since 2020. I've increased focusing on my parasympathetic nervous system and calming myself and not succumbing to chaos or overwhelm or lies. I've increased breath work and hypnosis and EFT. This has helped a lot, along with prayer and journaling and meditation, to stay grounded in aligned beliefs and the truth that serves me, with perfect love drives out all fear, 1 John 4:18, or Jesus came that we may have life or have it to the full, John 10:10, or we are given the power to create wealth, Deuteronomy 8:18. 4, another thing that may derail me is judging myself not in a good way. You know, fear, shame, guilt, any of those low vibration type emotions, while seeing them, accepting them, but at the same time digging into the root to the lie that is triggering those lies and that fear, shame, and guilt, so that I uproot them and completely transform those beliefs, like Romans 12:2 tells us, to be transformed by the renewing of our minds. And I'm tracking in my progress and priorities in ClickUp, the number one project management tool, as well as a dashboard, and I'm celebrating daily. So I'm super grateful for this year. And then going into some more of the wins and lessons learned. So let's see what I had. I'm closing this year with 2 to 3 ongoing monthly retainers for creator to CEO slash CFO slash CMO hybrid roles for dream clients. I'm even on the verge of potentially closing with an incredible client that I've danced with for years. So that, stay tuned for that. and walking in with an estimated $360,000 into the year. With this particular platform, though, they take 50%. So really the estimation as far as take home or what I would receive from these particular engagements would be about 200,000. So I'm not discounting them at all, but I'm also giving the sense of these particular lead platforms, which is also opening me up to realize, like, wait a minute, focus on the ones that don't take that high level of a percentage or anything, right, at all. At the same time, being grateful for that I'm on the verge of having and receiving even more than I set the 2024 goal for of 300,000 and 10x than versus of what I started the year. And I feel like, so in Job, it talks about how God paid back double for trouble. And I feel like God is literally paying me back 10 times in less than 1 year or less than a month with so much that has happened. And I completely surrendered. The other thing was I completely surrendered the end of this year to spend over 2 months with family, which I didn't anticipate, didn't fully desire, because as you know, like, I love my parents and I'm sure you do too, or those that raised you, but it isn't always easy to go ahead, as a person that's transformed, is exponential and different and maybe doesn't align in a lot of ways, to all of a sudden be immersed and surrounded in their thoughts, beliefs, energy again for a month to 2 months after not being or not spending that amount of time with them for 10, 15 plus years. At the same time, creating precious memories. And let's see what else I wanted to mention. I mentioned, completed my financial budget and forecast for 2024, and I'm updating it consistently. And then the other things I wanted to share on lessons learned, in addition to what I shared earlier, learned how to find over $500,000 to $2 million a day in daily opportunities. Definitely check that out on the blog, on the show, on my YouTube channel. I have a super juicy video at Limitless Global Girl where I take you behind the scenes. I learned how to simplify pitches to brands while creating and scaling and automating and delegating and quote unquote failing to the tune of over $40 million. Yes, 40 million of pitches lost as I am learning. I learned how to close at 100% rate on business to business clients. That is my close rate in December, of knowing who is for me and who is not for me. I learned how to be more and do less and be very clear on what I'm automating and delegating by priority next. I'm clear on the 2024 plan even more than ever and have focused more by priority and pruned and purged more and scaled back on some things. I'm really clear on next steps with vision, with execution, with my learning plan for 2024. Clear on the team, clear on the alignment and desire to put my parents on payroll, sharing who I am and what I offer from a space of desire and not pain, abundance and not lack, and inviting those that are aligned to that to come along for the journey with my creator to CEO programs, to CMO, to COO, to CFO, and my creator to cash program. Reminding myself I'm not crazy, I'm just first. That's a quote from Jamie Kern Lima in her upcoming book, Worthy. And this time next year, I'm imagining myself there now more than ever and who God created me to be. Creating and scaling 1 to 3 plus retreats with brands and women globally with over results of over $200,000, working with beautiful souls and incredible peeps and brands globally with over $1 million, dating and being with my best friend in love and maybe even engaged within 2024, that I believe it's possible. Intentional time with soulful friends all around the world. Attending incredible retreats where I'm the participant and I'm being served, like women only, plant-based, Bali, co-living, and I've already been taking aligned action to that, potentially with a community like Outside or others. travel to 12 countries, 12 plus countries. And I'm going to outline this in even more detail with my vision framework for Vision 2024. But this shows you already the reflections and clarity that came from this workshop and already what's in my spirit, soul, mind, and body. And travel to 12 countries with Cyprus, Turkey, Malta, Greece, Egypt, Bali, Morocco. I put surprises, Thailand, Australia, and the affirmation of I am paid to travel. And I literally already have my ticket and my Airbnb for Cyprus leaving on the 28th. Found an incredible Airbnb at over 50% off for the month. Executing and aligning and creating my creator to CEO programs to create it like a boss with results of over 100,000 to over $1 million in 2024. Things that blow my mind that I'm ready for it, God. I'm ready for it from the creator. Speaking on stages I imagined coming to real life and a full body hell yes, and being paid more for an hour or a day than I ever saw coming. And I was feeling tingles and tears when I originally wrote that during the workshop. Giving to my parents and family like never before, giving over 10% every step of the way to help in homelessness and cancer, vets, and battered women. In rooms more and more where I and we vibrate, and that I add so much value and I receive so much value from every soul with their gifts, talents, and abilities. Being and becoming world team and beyond with Herbalife Nutrition to Mill Team in 2024 with ease, flow, and grace and love with all the above. That I spend over 3 months in LA, over 1 to 3 months in Atlanta, and over a month in Miami, co-creating communities nationally as well. That I'm immersed in high vibe communities, and I have an incredible team of my VA, assistant slash project manager, online manager, marketplace subcontractors, retreat managers, and others who I get to become. I see her when I close my eyes and feel her all the time since especially the last 3 months. I am being and embodying and becoming my full limitless self in creation and co-creation and community. I'm on a whole new vibe and frequency of 700 megahertz and beyond. I'm elevated in my energy and in my spirit, both within and internally and externally, with how I am and who I am and who I am surrounded with in every direction. This shows up in everything I am and create in every room I walk into, whether it's online and or live. And my phrase or my word for 2024 that I am feeling super aligned to is worthy. So that is the year-end reflections of 2023, celebrations, reflections, lesson learned, and a preview of what is coming with Vision 2024 as we wrap up the year and gear up into 2024. So I would love it if you leave a review on the show. I would love to shout you out. Tag me on social at Katrina Julia Fit, at Fit Life Creation. And as always, create, transform, and inspire because you are born to. I am so excited to tell you about something new that I am creating called the Creator to Cash Private Session. And this is amazing to end and or start your year with. So experience a private creator to cash session with me with a pre-experience assessment, 90-minute private session, post-event roadmap and session on inner and outer work, and 7 days plus email support to align to elevate creator to cash. So this includes a pre-experience assessment and checklist on your 7 ways to make 7K in 7 days. Number 2, this includes a brand and marketing and money audit. So what does this mean, Katrina? I'm so glad you asked. This includes a discovery session where I dive deep into your finances and your marketing to really help you cut through the clutter to set you up for success massively into 2024 and beyond. This includes, as a result of that audit, that includes a what's stopping your creating and your cash roadmap Number 4, online experiences and bonus. And number 5, 2 private sessions with me. It includes the deeper dive into the discovery, where we go through where you're at now and where you'd like to be. And then it includes a subsequent like result of the what's stopping your creating in cash, and diving into then a roadmap to help you clear it. Beyond the private creator to cash session, you will get the transformative power of my 7 ways to make 7K in 7 days course, designed to empower multi-passionate women creators and CEOs who are ready to create it like a boss. If you're seeking to unlock new streams of income, elevate your financial mindset, and achieve remarkable results over and over and over again within a week, this is for you. This includes immediate access to all 7 modules in 7 days after your private sessions are wrapped up, printable 7 ways to make 7K in 7 days workbook, membership to the creator and CEO community, both the paid and the free, of course, a bonus of a live group coaching sesh with a group in the first of the year, bonus 7-day challenge, bonus created summit for as part of the experience, bonus created monthly for 7 months, bonus transformation toolkit for 7 months. This includes carefully curated blend of face-to-face videos with me, insightful teachings, practical exercises, audio, real-world examples, templates, exactly how to create 10K plus months. And you'll learn how to harness the potential of consulting, coaching, influencer marketing, social media, and more to create limitlessly. More ways to create it you may find in the link in the show notes. Note, it is not guaranteed you will make 7K in 7 days. This experience is designed to expose you to all of them. Your results will depend on combining your own belief, confidence, and creation with the 7 ways to make 7K in 7 days, and is a result of you being, embodying, and doing the inner and outer aligned work. So check out the link in the show notes, the creator to cash link, and you can scroll through the options into private sessions. So if you do a control F, go private, you'll find it directly for those of you that love to get to the point. And then those of you that want to peruse through that entire landing page, I give you so much value and insight into 7 ways to make 7K in 7 days, because not only this one is a private experience with me one-on-one, but I also offer a 7 ways to make 7K online experience. And I also offer a workbook experience, which you can see that's very, very intentional for me with what I offer exponentially for free. And then that I also offer things for you that's created and scaled from high-end offers. And then you see me real time creating what I'm sharing with you, that you can create it and you see that it's possible because of what I and how we create it. So I hope to see you on the inside. I hope to see you, whether it's if we happen to be in the same place in real life, then we can absolutely arrange that. And or if you want to come to me, we can always get an Airbnb as part of the experience. And of course, travel is at your cost. And or if you want to extend the experience into an exclusive retreat, and or of course, there is Google Meets and Zoom always. And so stay tuned, because I'm going to share more about 7 ways to make 7K in 7 days, and about the workbook experience too. For those of you that maybe aren't yet ready for the full private experience of creator to cash, the 7 ways to make 7K in 7 days pay in full online option may be just what you are looking for as we wrap up the year and or you start the year. And note, this is the pay in full option. I also offer a monthly payment plan that you can check out in the link in the creator to cash notes. And I also offer a VIP experience too. So definitely check those out. So 7 ways to make 7K in 7 days is for the female creators and CEOs who crave creating community and cash to create it like a boss. And in this offering, you will have immediate access to all 7 modules in 7 days. Printable 7 ways to make 7K in 7 days with audio voiceover. So many juicy videos of me giving you examples, of me explaining ways to craft your offers, of me explaining ways that you can share them and create them with AI, chat GPT, tech, and tools. You'll get a membership to the creator community. You'll get a membership to create it monthly for 1+ months. And then you'll also get a transformation toolkit. Oh, and one more thing I didn't mention. We now have Afterpay integrated where you can buy now and pay later. If you don't have credit cards that you may use, that is another incredible option that I know between Afterpay, Klarna, Uplift, and other options have helped me so many times, whether it was in cash flow crunches in the past and or when I deeply desire to invest. And I use them as a tactic to delay cash flow as well because I choose to. Like, why pay in full when I'm not using to split it into 4 payments, when I'm not paying to split it out into 4 payments easily and effortlessly. So I hope to see you on the inside, and let's create it. So maybe you would love to have a creator to cash private session with me and or be in the 7 ways to make 7 in 7 days course. However, neither one of them is quite aligning for you, and neither one of them is a hell yes yet. So if that is you, you may absolutely love my 7 ways to make 7K in 7 days workbook. I created a PDF and or Canva generated workbook that will help you take your business to the next level, step by step, with the 7 ways to make 7K in 7 days and the audio. So definitely check that out in the link in the show notes in the 7 ways to make 7K. And I hope to see you on the inside of the community. And let's create it.